presenting Channeling Erik's Hour of Enlightenment.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And I'm telling you, Pamela and Dr. Maria Johnson, Dr. D, and I have been talking a while, and I knew I would be impressed, okay? But, oh, my gosh, this woman is blowing me away right now. Maria Johnson, medical astrologist. She's going to talk about the contribution of astrology in medicine, or Astro-Diagnosis. And, you guys saw the episode page and probably read about her. But I want Maria to also share a little bit about her.
Good evening, good morning, everybody. The beautiful
Plus,
people
you have a cute
in
accent.
the world.
She has a cute accent too, doesn't she?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if it's Italian accent or if it's German accent because I speak both languages. So, I mix up the languages. Excuse myself already in advance if I sometimes don't find words in English.
No.
I am Italian, living in Switzerland since many, many years. So we are in the German-speaking part of Switzerland. Here is 1 o'clock in the morning. And
thank you, Maria. God.
Well, thank you, Aliza, because I was really looking forward for this show. And I am an ex-surgeon, that means medical doctor. I studied as well Ayurveda or Ayurvedic medicine. And out of a hobby, I started at the age of about 14 with astrology. I learned astrology primarily as a hobby, and I left it for many, many years. And then suddenly I thought, well, I want to know what happened when I was ill at a very young age. So during my studies in India, I was always exchanging my experiences, my thoughts with Vedic astrologers, and they are very, very deep. They have really beautiful insights.
Oh, gosh.
So I left medical in the sense I still do have my practice, but I do no longer work, in a hospital or emergency because I was an emergency. And I've seen it, I've done it, I've been there, I had enough. I thought there must be something more. There must be something more. And I am very curious in nature. I want to know, I want to explore. So I decided to go deeper into medical astrology, which is very complex. I have to say it's very complicated. There is no software that gives you a diagnosis. So when I do have a chart from a patient, either there is already a diagnosis, or if it's not, I have to figure it out by myself. So that means I have to start from scratch to understand what is the cause, because I want to know the cause.
Yeah, that's important. Well, Maria, as a doctor myself, nowadays they have all these protocols based on algorithms. And but for me, I guess that wouldn't work out, because for me, I just knew in my heart, I just intuited what was wrong with the patient. Not all the time, but most of the time, I just kind of knew. And I don't think it's because I'm brilliant. It's just because I was channeling it from somewhere. And you were talking before the show that you have clairsentience, that you have psychic abilities, which is pretty cool and very helpful for you as a physician.
Well, I feel it somehow because when I do an anamnesis, anamnesis is the basic to get information out of the patient. I want to know what's happening in his life, any sort of information as a back to get the basic out from the patient. But
wait, what did you say? It was amnesis? What is it?
Anamnesis. When you do usually.
Oh yeah. I got it. Yes.
You got it?
I got it.
Did I
yes, ma'am.
Did I spell it wrong?
No, you're fine. I'm struggling with English, okay? So don't worry about it.
Smart. That is the basic. And while you discuss with the patient whatever, you pretty have the feeling to go in the correct direction. You say, perhaps it could be this, perhaps it could be that one, but that is also life experience. It's not only the medical side, it's the feeling for the other person. Because what people don't understand sometimes, I call ourselves, medical doctors, but even as an astrologer, we are profilers. We really like Sherlock Holmes. We try to figure out what is wrong. They were calling me actually Sherlock Holmes because I always dig. I want to know a cause. I don't want to treat a symptom because this is what Western medicine does. I'm done with that.
I love that. You know what? You and I are very similar because I'm very often disgusted by Western medicine because I have had to take people from the clutches of death, my family members, etc., so often because of the core practices of really famous, well-known, reputable doctors, and it's awful. And it's because, to me, medicine is a calling. It's not a career, and it's not about the Big Ten reflex where you just write, tests and figure it out that way. You have to intuit. You have to, like you said, analysis. Talk to the patient. Find out everything about not only their symptoms, but their life, their relationships, their finances. Well, not all their finances, but just really down to everything about the patient because you've got to see them as whole. Otherwise, it's not gonna work out well for them. And so
it's a holistic approach.
Yes, exactly. Before I go into a patient's room or hospital room, or the exam room or whatever, and I did house calls too, I always say, Elisa, you are not freaking leaving this room until you make this person's life at least a little bit better. Anyway, but
you know what happened to me when I was in India?
Tell me,
Elisa. I as Western medicine student, I had done my studies. Okay, it's fine. Well, I'm a doctor, so I go to India, and I had a professor, and he said to me, you might be one of the best surgeons on this planet, but you're not able to treat a patient. And I thought, how dare you tell me something like that?
Oh my God!
He was right.
It was a compliment, probably. Yeah, what did he mean by that?
No.
Tell me.
He meant you are not able to treat a patient in a proper manner because you have to treat first the patient and not the illness. And he was right. That was so deep what he meant with it. Because I treat the patient, the person as such, and not the illness. This is important.
But did he think you should be treating the illness rather than the patient?
No. I thought because I am a Western doctor from Western medicine, I thought I knew it all. Yes, I didn't know anything at all.
I know. I've been there, done that.
So he said to me, you have to treat the person and not the illness, and that is correct. That is correct.
Oh, right.
It's a person as such. Could be my mother, my sister, my brother. I see them as a part of it because it's, as you said, Elisa, it's a calling. It's not a profession in that sense.
Yes.
We do because we feel to do, because we want to help other people. Obviously, they have to let that happen too. You cannot force anybody.
No, of course
We
not.
feel it. So that is important. That when we discuss with a patient, what happened to him, we have always gone through bad times, good times. Some people take longer also to figure it out. They get stuck perhaps 10 years ago, or what happened 25 years ago. I usually push my patient. I don't stay there and say, okay, well, you poor thing. No, we go for the show must go on. Try to not think too much about it, because otherwise, at the cellular level, your body will respond and you will get sick.
Oh, analysis paralysis. Yeah, like Bruce Lipton, the biology of belief. Your thoughts can change your DNA. They can change
Absolutely.
everything. So let me ask you how you got into the medical astrology and also how you can implement that. Plus, I want to also know if you can use medical astrology on our wonderful dogs and cats and other animals. But first,
yes,
tell me
your
story. Oh my gosh, it's awesome. So yeah, tell me how you got into medical astrology. Or
First of all, about myself. Because obviously I knew already astrology. Then I have my sister-in-law. She's a professional astrologer. So we sat one day together, and I said, I want to know what happened at that time. What transit caused my sickness? Because it was nothing in my family. So we went back because. You know the series CSI, we got the crime, so we have to find who is the culprit. Okay, so we go backwards.
Yes,
that is do actually the same in medical astrology. You want to know when something occurred at the precise time. For example, it happened last year in March, just to say something. So I go back last year in March. What transits were passing in my natal chart? Because you know there are 12 signs, there are 12 houses, and each house has a meaning. But more importantly, how do the planets discuss among each other? Do they like each other, or do they are troublemakers or whatever?
I think I got a bunch of gang members as planets that are the Jets and the Sharks on West Side Story fighting each other. I'm kidding.
No, we have to look. Nobody on this planet is perfect, and I don't think we aim to be perfect. We are we are. That's it.
Yeah.
We just have to make the best out of it. I say to everybody. So I started first of all with myself, then with my family member, and then I started to ask my patients if they would give me the permission to look into their chart to see if really it corresponds what they have as sickness, even if some of them did not have a diagnosis. But we could then give a diagnosis. Astrology is very complex too, because I want to say that before I forget. In Bologna, in Italy, at the university in Bologna, physicians were forced to study astrology 4 years on top.
That's amazing.
So they could learn that. Look, the moon has also a big impact on the planets. Especially with water. Okay, also in our bodies, water retention. We have in our brain, also water. So if the moon has an impact on us, also on animals
and tides. I see where you're going with this, because they influence the tides too, right?
Yes. So all the other planets have the same thing. They are not there just by a chance. Okay, they are just because we wanted so. Also, fixed stars. So medical astrology or astrology as such is very, very complex. It's a science. It's also an art. I have to say that. It's mathematics. So they did study, and then suddenly in the 14th or 15th century they decided, well, astrology is no longer a science. Instead, please study astronomy, which doesn't make any sense at all. So
why?
History.
Why?
Astrology.
Maybe it gives away too much power from the power mongers that lead our society, the oligarchy.
Yes, they are scared. You see, I don't want to touch on that, the fear mongering that we are going through at the moment.
No.
I say to people, try to stay positive, even if now it's called coronavirus. Perhaps we call it tomorrow, I don't know, with another name. If you are in that feeling, I don't want to know how the cortisol must be skyrocketing at the moment with many people. because stress, cortisol as a hormone of stress,
Yeah.
or actually, excuse me, it's it's really the body is responding. We are not just organic. A sickness comes all the time when the biochemistry is upside down. That is an illness.
Yeah. Okay, so what did you discover with
So
medical astrology about your? Oh, I'm sorry if I interrupted. Go ahead. But I do want to eventually touch on what you discovered using medical astrology about your illness as a kid. But go ahead and finish.
I discovered that a certain transit went over my natal planets that caused that is actually Jupiter. Jupiter is related in astrology with the liver, but not only.
Oh.
Predominantly with the liver. So he's the
Oh.
lord of the liver, if you want so, and it's passed over my Mars, natal Mars. Mars is also a action, moving, and also inflammation.
Oh. Okay? Yeah, it's aggressive, like male energy,
But,
like inflammation. I got it.
So and hepatitis is inflammation of the liver.
Yes.
So I could also figure out for how long it lasts. It was about 7 months. Because strange enough,
wow.
Sometimes we say the planets go backwards. But at that time, Elisa, we didn't have the medicine that we have nowadays.
Yeah.
Because nowadays we have obviously more potent medicine, and we don't have the big needles anymore than they used to be. Because it was awful.
Oh.
Yes.
Terrible.
So
I know. I got hepatitis C when a drug addict in the ER woke up because it's putting a central line in. I mean, he grabbed it out of my hand and stabbed me. So it'd be cool to see that chart. I don't have any more. I'm done with. I'm 0 viral count. Well, that's interesting. Wow. So, all right, go ahead. This is fascinating. Gosh.
So this was about myself, and obviously family members, my own mother, because you can use medical astrology also in prophylaxis. Okay, so you can avoid if you know that something could may arise. Somehow try to not push it. Well, many people don't understand it. Well, that if it happens, then happens. No, please, prophylaxis is more important than curing a disease.
But that's really interesting. I was about to ask that. Can you use free will and intention? Like, okay, I know my thing says something's going to happen with my heart next month, but boom. How do you use that prophylactic?
If I see, for example, I look at the chart and I see that is already a weakness in that chart. Say, for example, somebody has a weak immune system. I had a case like that. This woman had since birth a very weak immune system, but nobody could figure out what she had. At the end, I gave her as diagnosis Candida albicans.
Oh yeah.
And you, as a doctor, you know what it means.
Of course.
Candida, it's but she had spent years. She had spent a lot of money. But I saw it immediately. I mean, I don't want to sound arrogant, but I was pretty sure that I was on the right path. That it was Candida, because when a planet which is called Neptune is involved, then sometimes it can happen that you don't find it out, or you don't know exactly what it is, or it's foggy, mysterious and hidden. So I have to really dig into it. But if somebody has, for example, problems with the heart, I can tell the person you have problems with your heart. Please try to avoid whatever. We have to look what your diet is, because everything starts with the food, with the air we breathe, with the water we drink. It starts there.
Because that's energy, and we are energy. So that totally makes sense. Now, so you're saying Neptune makes things foggy and diagnoses just a bit
Yes.
harder. Okay, wow. Now,
Harder to find out. Yes.
what about people like me who are cuspers? I'm an Aries Taurus cusper. Are they
So you have
in
both.
medical,
You have both.
in medical astrology? And my husband is also a cusper. It's like Scorpio, Sagittarius. And I know that probably not that common, but what does that mean, medical astrology wise? And you guys can actually Google your birth date and find out if you are a cusper. But yeah, so what does that mean, medical astrology wise?
So I have to look on both signs, Elizabeth, because I really thought that you were an Aries, because I even wrote you that. I was asking you if you were an Aries. I had the feeling that you're an Aries.
I know, I got a lot of Aries.
I am a double Aries, so I don't know if I say something. With you, I would look at both Taurus and Aries, but because the head is correlated to Aries. The head is very, very important. Our brain is a control center. Everything happens in our brain, in our head. Without the brain, central nervous system, nothing would work. I mean, you know, as a doctor yourself.
Yeah.
But with a cusp, I really have to look even deeper because I have to consider two signs, not only one.
Gosh, it's so complicated. But it's still possible to use medical astrology on people who are cuspers, who are on the cusp, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, where does trauma and past life trauma, for example, how does that dovetail into how to diagnose using medical astrology, or if it can?
I mean, it is possible. I would look at the 12th house and the 10th house for that. But sometimes I have got when I speak to the patient, to the client, I got already a feeling that something is stuck. He has he doesn't move on in certain things, or he might be shy, or I don't know. But usually, past lives, I look at the 10th house or the 12th.
Oh, interesting. Okay, because we all have so many traumas in our life, and some are bleeding traumas from other lives and stuff. So it's.
I know. But I try to not to emphasize that too much because it is already a trauma. So I don't want to put more on it. I will discuss it. I will, if I find that it's necessary that the patient must know more about it, then I really go deep into. But usually I'm a person that push people. I don't. I always say that over spilled milk you cannot cry. That's it.
Yes.
It happened. Move on. Just move on.
So it's almost like you are a very positive person. You want the positive outlet. Look, you don't want to look backwards at things you cannot change, and that can make a person really worse. Instead, you're looking at these past traumas and saying, okay, we're observing them. We're not reacting to them.
Exactly. Observing is fine. We can discuss about it. We can do whatever we want, but don't get stuck there.
Don't have emotion attached to it. Oh, I love that.
Also, we are not what has happened to us, Elisa, but we are what we choose to become.
Yes. Oh, my God. You should write a whole book of quotes, girl. I swear to God. You have a lot of wisdom. And also, I would like you to discuss this. Before this show started, Peeps, she was talking about how she has psychic and clairsentient abilities, and it was really hard. And she has this amazing relationship with Jesus, which started during her illness. But the only one to truly, really encourage her and believe her and support her was her grandmother, who I bet probably had some gifts too. But you want to talk about that, Maria?
Yes, my beloved grandmother. I thank her for many, many things that she gave me. Also her wisdom, put it this way. I've learned a lot from her. She taught me a lot. She was the one pushing me. My grandmother, she was also an Aries, like me, and she was taking me serious also when I was seeing things, because as a child you have, many people think it is some imagination, but I swear I seen Jesus Christ. I was ill. I was
Yeah.
really ill, and I didn't know who that man was. I said to her, "It's him there on the picture." He came to me. He gave me a kiss on my forehead, forehead, and he said to me not to be scared. And then perhaps, well, I would say 3 weeks later, I wasn't ill anymore.
Oh my
But
goodness.
he gave
Well,
me the strength.
yeah, to believe in yourself and your abilities, and he, yeah, of course. And so he came to kiss
I'm
a
not
fellow
telling
light
this.
worker. He came to kiss and heal a fellow light worker. I'm sure.
I love anybody that is a light worker, because actually there are more on this planet than we think.
Oh
We
yeah.
are really, I told them perhaps Darcy's. I don't know if that is the correct
Yes.
term, but
Yes.
we are so many. We want to help people. Because it's a calling, not because we think that it might be I don't know, really good at this time to be like that. No, we feel it. We want to really do it.
Yes.
Like Kamala, she's giving her energy, because it's what we give at the end of the day. It doesn't matter what we do. It's always energy. We are pure light. We are pure energy.
Yes. Yeah, we are all love. I was told I was Pleiadian by Erik, I think. But what about you, Pamela? What are you?
Hyadian. It's a Lyran feline race.
What's it called?
Hyadian. It's a relatively unknown race of Lyran feline beings from Lyra.
Wow. Awesome. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
All right, so Maria, what should everyone, from your standpoint, medical astrology wise, get? Their chart made to find out where their vulnerable spots in the future and what they be. I mean, what should the basic thing that everybody listening should get as far as services is concerned?
Well, not all people have already a natal chart. If they don't have one, I will make one for them. That means I need birth time, their birth date, but very, very important is the birthplace, because that gives the ascendant. And from the ascendant, I'm working from there, because the ascendant is actually the outer body, how we is our physical body. The sun is our character. So I concentrate on the ascendant, and from there on, I calculate whatever. I look into the chart. They will get normally written, or if it's by Skype, by Zoom, I can tell them what they could do, because obviously people want a solution. And
yes.
I try to give them a treatment. Then it's up to them, obviously. I give, as a medical doctor, I can give a diagnosis. Astrologists over here are not allowed, not even to talk about health issues. And I find it correct, because if you're a medical doctor, you understand how it works, the body. But if you're an astrologer, you have no clue how the body, the physiology and anatomy. If you know both, it's fine. But
there we go. That's you.
I don't know how many we are as medical astrologers. I think we are very few. I don't know. I never looked into it. But it's I say always, it's ethic. Do your job with really in a serious manner, not playing around with health. Because if it, I can tell you, Elisa, take vitamin C, fine. But I don't know how your immune system will respond. You have to, I don't know if your body is assimilating the stuff that I'm telling you, okay?
Yes.
So I have to consider many, many, many aspects from the health point of view or medical, and then the solution for the client. And but I will do it only for them.
Yeah, that's so cool. And the fact that you can also help our beloved pets, or I should call them animal companions. All right, so this is interesting. You know what we should do, Maria? You and I should make a YouTube where you are discussing, you do and discuss somebody's natal chart, whether it's mine, Pamela's, one of your patients. Well, I don't know the laws behind that, but
Of course,
and just show how it actually works. That'd be cool. And you don't have to be up at 1 o'clock. We can do it early. So.
Well, I don't have a problem with that because I work anyway at night.
Oh, all right. So,
by the way, Elisa, you wanted to know about pets.
Oh, yes.
With pets, it's exactly the same because I have my doggy. I have a Westie. She had problems with her bladder. I had already the feeling that something was wrong, obviously, because it's my pet and I have her since she's a baby. Now she's 5 years old. And really, when Pluto was transiting over her ascendant, she got really trouble. I had to let her operate in February. She had a stone in her bladder about 3 centimeters big.
Oh my gosh!
So
I bet she got anemic.
Also. She would have been dead. I immediately went to the hospital because I'm not a veterinarian, so I took her to hospital. They did the operation. I took her home the same day. But I looked at her chart, and I'm not joking. People can take me for crazy. I don't care. But
we know you're not.
It really showed me that she had problems with stones because I could show it on her chart.
That's fascinating.
So pets are exactly the same.
Yeah, that's cool. What if you don't know the time of their birth, though?
Well, we usually take 12 o'clock noon.
Oh, okay. That sounds good. All right, so I'm going to also talk about this at the end, but how do they get in touch with you? Do they get in touch with you by your email? Is that the best way? Like geoforce@zoho.com?
Yes, exactly.
Okay. And it's in the episode description, guys, and I will put it on when I make this into a YouTube. And, of course, Pamela's PamelaErlin.com, and I will put that there, too. Maria, are you and Pamela and Erik? Hi, Erik, I love you. Are y'all ready to take calls from listeners? Questions from listeners? All right.
Yes.
Let's do this thing, then. Let me see who we got. We have somebody from the 945 area code. Let me unmute them. Come on, unmute. Sometimes I have to do it twice. All right, here we go. 954 area code. Hi there, how you doing?
Yes, hi, how are you?
I'm fine. Who's this?
My name is Sharon.
Hi, Sharon.
Yes, hi, how are you?
Just lovely.
Are you taking general questions or just pertaining to the show or pertaining? Okay. All right. Okay. Well, I was just wondering, with everything going on in the year, how am I set for relationship? It's like we're practicing just being home and isolated and sort of. So I was just wondering what your take on that is.
You want that for Erik or your guides or
from Erik? Yeah, all my guides, whoever comes through. Sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Hey, Sharon, I don't think that I understood the question actually.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just wanted to know if my guides or Erik see me in a relationship this year at all.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Erik pointed his finger to one of your guides who has it's like a Julie, I get Jul or something like that. And then she said, it's a matter of the way that she meets a person is different than the way that she would expect. And now Erik's saying, please loosen up your thought process about how you would meet someone when it comes to love. And he wants you to kind of think way outside the box. It's kind of a weird thing to say during a quarantine, right? He's like,
I know.
Right? But he's something that it is going to come. It is this year. It's just not the way you expect. It's not one of these like romantic scenarios that you're like, oh yeah, that's right. It just happens to be when you're in a really hard time. And it's as you start to come out of the quarantine and when our country kind of goes more out of that bell curve of illness and starts to get better, that'll be roughly the time you meet the person. But Erik says it's just not, you have a type and it's not like really your type and you're not looking at that person because like they're not your type or whatever. And he needs you to loosen up on that too so that you don't he needs you to pull the wool off your eyes. He says sometimes you kind of like narrow stuff.
Yes, I did. I know. I wasn't looking for the type that I eventually married at all. This impoverished, the clip-on ties from whatever Kmart, high water pants, making $400 a month, but it worked out. All right, let's go on to the next one. But as we are doing that, you bet, babe. As we're doing, before we do that, I was wondering, Pamela, if we can get Maria D'Angelo. D'Angela or D'Angelo?
D'Angelo.
D'Angelo. Can we get Maria Johnson's grandmama in here?
We can.
Yes, please.
Nonna.
Nonna.
Mm-hmm.
Nonna.
She's handing me a fruit that I've never seen before, and it's green. And on the outside of it, like she's putting it in my hand, and the outside, the skin of it feels like kind of prickly and funny. And she's opening it up, and she's like, that's the key to something you've had your mind on. And she said, it's very healing, and it's very green, and there's something that she wants to share with you about this fruit. I don't quite understand but she hopes she will.
Okay, I think I got it. I think I know what she meant with it.
Okay. What is the fruit?
It's not like something that I, as an American, see in grocery stores. It's something that, Dr. Maria would understand. Like that's her answer for something she's been looking for a while with medicine and health.
Cool. What is it, Maria?
Yes. It's like a citrus fruit, but has a little bit of a funny skin, like bubbles.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly what it looks like. Yeah, and she said inside, she says it has a weird texture inside too, and that is not something that people really think about insofar as healing. And it's just like this hidden mystery that actually is very, very, very healing for this virus specifically, as well as for the release of inflammation or healing of inflammation.
Cool. I wonder what the name is in English.
I at the moment I don't get the English word.
But you know what it is. Yeah.
I know what it
That's
is.
fine.
But I want to say on this, by the way, I use the avocado. You will laugh at me. The avocado inside, the kernel of the avocado.
Oh yeah.
I have been using that against cancer, and it has worked.
Wow. Oh, wow. That's cool. You guys, if any of you guys know anybody with cancer, you give them that information. I
have enough plants because I have about 250 different plants in my house, so I'm plenty of them.
Oh my God, you've got that watering can out 24/7. Okay, so that's awesome. Thank you, Maria D'Angelo.
Thank you.
That's awesome. Okay, now we got somebody from the 303 area code. Hi there, how are you doing?
Oh, I'm fine.
Good. Good. Oh, aren't we all? Oh.
Yeah.
So,
yes, we are.
What you got for us?
What kind of question can I ask? How do you like the question to be?
Whatever you want, sweetie. Whatever you feel. You need to know.
Can I ask a health question? Can I ask a health question?
Yes, ma'am.
I won't go into the history. I just I'm doing a lot on my own right now in terms of especially alternative health and diet and things of that nature. And I just wondered if there's anything more I can do to assist the healing of my shoulder joints.
So why don't, being that we have a medical intuition and a doctor and I'm like, which one are you talking to? Which, me?
All of us, I guess. Or maybe Erik can guide us. Erik, who needs to? I mean, what do you have wrong with your shoulder? What's wrong? Is it osteoarthritis?
I actually would like to speak with a medical astrologer because I do astrology and I know some things about medical astrology as well. So I actually am very, very interested in the medical, in the astrologer's input on this. I actually happen to know my chart very well as well, but I'd be very interested from that perspective just because astrology is a personal passion for about half my life.
That sounds right.
That's all right.
So you want to know about I didn't hear, is it arthritis or something like that? Because I couldn't hear it.
It's a number of issues in both of my shoulder joints. They have different issues and some similar issues. It's a long, complicated story. It is not only arthritis. It's a number of things. Not going to go into the detail.
Well, you might need to go into the details.
But is it the right only or the left side? Which side is it?
It's both. It's each
both.
of them.
May I ask you a direct question, if it's possible?
Mm-hmm.
Are you still there?
What?
She wants to ask you a question, a direct question, if it's possible.
Yeah, that's fine.
Are you taking too much on your shoulders? Like Atlas that is holding the entire world on top of the shoulder?
Am I taking too much on my
shoulders?
On your shoulders. Burden.
Oh, burdens.
Yes, it's a burden. But from others.
I've been working on that as well. I've been working on it on a very alternative health, multi-level, very, very, very many things that I have done. This is a complicated history, and I don't know what more I can do if there is anything more I can do at this point to help them heal.
I guess from experience, out of experience, I'm talking that your body is over acidy, and it's stuck in your shoulder because it can be anywhere in the body, but there is a weak point. It depends also on your diet. Are you eating dairy? Are you drinking milk? Stuff like that.
I have made many changes to my diet. I'm on a very disciplined diet with an anti-inflammatory scheme. I am already way ahead on that. I'm way ahead on supplements and everything else in that regard as well. I don't like dairy. I don't drink milk at all.
What about those ion drops, Pamela, that you talk about that alkalinizes the body?
No, that won't work for this because it's way deeper, according to Erik, than what she's presenting. But I won't comment unless she wants his information.
What about
you can go ahead.
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and at this point, why not see what everyone might have to say? If something I can add to my already extensive rehab.
Right. Go ahead, Erik. And what I'm going to say is you probably need to hook up with Maria Johnson and let her help you, okay? Another person you might consider is Dr. Andy Hahn. He might be able to help you too. I've got YouTube of some of the stuff he does, but I think a good starting point is Maria Johnson. Erik, go ahead, and then we'll go to the next caller.
He says that she holds inflammation in a unique way, not outside of her joints, but inside of it. So there could be he's showing me like when bones rub against each other and there's air and there's this popping noise. It's not, exactly normal when there's too many pockets in there for a certain reason in relation to inflammation. So it's not just air like with most people. And he also says that there's a genetic component that is currently is not being treated and possibly unknown. So it reminds me a little bit, as a medical intuitive, it shares some symptoms of Ehlers-Danlos. But again, I'm not a medical doctor. I'm not diagnosed to treat anyone. Or
but you're medical intuitive. That's cool. Ehlers-Danlos is kind of like Marfan, where you have hyperelastic connective tissue.
Yeah.
So it's interesting. So maybe a geneticist would be another thing. But I would start with Maria Johnson and maybe a session with Erik through Pamela, especially because of the fact that she is a medical intuitive. And then let's just, you've done so much. Let's do this piecemeal and in an intuitive fashion instead of throwing all the darts against the wall and seeing what happens. But I say, and I don't know, Erik, I think it's coming from you. Start with Maria Johnson.
Yes. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
All right.
All righty.
Force.
Thanks very much.
You bet.
All right.
Okay. Well, all right. Awesome. Wow. Interesting. All right. Let's go on to the next person. If I can unmute this. I don't know what's wrong with my clicker. Okay. 7700 area code. Hi there. Welcome to the show. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
We're good.
Who you guys
who we're
talking about
speaking to?
Pammy?
Yeah. What's your name?
My name is Maddie, and I'm calling from Georgia.
Hi, Maddie.
Atlanta.
Hi, Maddie.
Hi. Do you guys help with dreams?
Oh, I don't help with anything. I leave it to the rest of the people on the call.
I do.
So, go for it.
Well, I had a dream last night that I was an eagle, and I flew way. I don't know. I flew way up in the sky on a pole. And took my claws and I held onto that pole and I stretched my wings high. And I woke up and I say, and I flew that high, and I was on a high pole looking way up in the sky with my arms up.
I'd be scared shitless. Oh my God! But go ahead. Just saying. Okay, go ahead. So what does that mean? What does it symbolize?
I thought maybe you could help me decipher it. I'm
Yeah,
online, and I looked at what it meant online.
No, don't. Well, Okay, Erik or anybody, Pamela, Maria, what does that all mean?
Well, I don't know which one you want to hear from, but I was having a hard time with bone connection. It was kind of cutting off, and what I got out of this was you had a dream that you're an eagle with your arms stretched out, and then something
I had
about
flown way up in the sky and took my paws and held onto the pole, standing there, and just flipped my wings like I was looking up in heavens,
So on top of a big tall pole.
Up in the sky, way up in the sky. Mm-hmm.
So what does it mean?
It depends how you felt. Emotions are your biggest guideline about that. You're afraid, that's going to tell you what you feel about freedom. Now, the majority of the country right now in this scenario, particularly being that you just had a dream, dreams with eagles have to do with your liberation and your ability to breathe in regards to how free you feel right now. And if you want to outstretch your wings and be up on a pole, you are trying to get closer to God.
So were you scared? Did this dream? What kind of emotion?
I wasn't afraid. Once I knew my claws would clench down on that pole and I was steady, that's when I was able to let go and just raise my and I say.
So you're ready to embrace your freedom, maybe. I don't know. What do I know?
What?
Maybe you're ready to embrace your freedom. I don't know.
I have to really sit down and look at my life and decipher it for myself. Go within.
Yeah, and balance too. What you just said was very indicative of you saying, well, once I knew that my claws could grasp the top of the pole and I'd be okay, then I'd stretch my arms out freely. That's just a way of saying, okay, if I balance out my life appropriately, I will feel okay to be free. I'll give myself permission to be free.
Wow. God, it's so deep. I got chills.
Oh.
All right, Maddie, thank you for calling in, babe.
Thank you. Okay, bye-bye.
Bye. So interesting. Wow. All right, so let me see. We are talking to somebody from the 602 area code. It takes forever for the little progress bar to go and just hook these people up. 602 area code, how you doing? Welcome to the show. Hi.
Hi. Oh my gosh, Elise, I just want to say you're like a movie star to me. Thank you so much for all you do.
God.
First of all.
Not.
No, I know. I can't help it.
Kids or my husband. If you knew all of my quirks and flaws, you would run for the hills. Okay. So.
Oh my gosh, I'm saying that because I've watched you since the beginning, and you've helped me so much, Erik. Oh yes. Thank you so much.
Well, you made me feel so good right now. Thank you.
I hope so, because I'm so excited. My kids are right here with me, and I'm just overwhelmed with joy. So I'm calling about my husband passed away on January 28th. His name was Mark Arias, and my name's Lori Arias. Thank you. So I wanted to know if there was any messages, important messages for me and my kids. And also, one more thing, if he happened to come into my nephew in a kind of a light dream. So those are my questions.
Wait, what was the last one? About your nephew?
My nephew is schizophrenic, but I guess they say they're more open to things, you know. So he had visions or like a talk with my husband like 4 days after he had passed. I want to know if it happened or if it was just a mental issue with him kind of thing.
And what is the husband's name again?
It's Mark Arias, M-A-R-C, Arias.
Thank you. He says, it's always both with that kid. We got to love him. He said, and of course I would choose him to come through. I need you to understand more about how he is, because you are one of the few people who do get him and do understand him and do try to get it without judging him in the way that maybe some other people do. So he went to him for a reason, for comfort, to comfort him. But he also said, he's like kind of like yelling at me in an excited way. And he's going, the cat. I come around in this cat, and I do it often, and it's one cat. So, just pay attention to the cat, And he also said that he loved you all so very much, and he really looks forward to some traditions that you follow, that you celebrate in this upcoming winter, that you're going to celebrate again. It was like his favorite thing that you guys used to do. And he's like, winter's going to be awesome. You better make it awesome. I love you.
Okay. I don't know what about a cat, because nobody has a cat.
What about the cat?
Yeah, it came around right at the same time. It's not hers, but a cat just came around her, I guess she said her nephew or whatever it was, and then came around like 3 other times, and the cat was trying to get his attention and things like that.
Cat? Like a wild cat, a stray cat or something? Or
I don't know. Somebody
on the other side.
No, it's not on the other side. It was a real cat, orange, or tabby striped orange.
Yeah. I don't know. Nobody in my family has cats, so I don't know.
No, they don't have to. It could be in the neighborhood.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
cool.
Okay.
Yeah, but it tried to get, that kid's attention when it happened that the cat tried to get his attention. So that was something, and he paid attention to it, but no one else did. So that's something you can know. But it's not a pet. It's just a cat just keeps coming around and meowing at him, and he just wanted the kid to know, this boy you're talking about, that's him trying to say hello. And also he just says, I love you, and there are specific traditions that we follow this winter that I really am looking forward to just observing and watching you guys.
That's cool.
Oh.
All right, look out for the orange cat somewhere in the neighborhood.
I don't know.
And also read the blog post. I can't remember if it was a YouTube or just text about schizophrenia. How Erik describes it is amazing. It's just, incredible, like fiber optic lamp, and so it's cool. So, yeah. All right. Well, thank you for calling.
All right. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye.
All right. Let me see here. Got somebody from the 561 area code. Almost to the end of the show.
Hi, guys.
Wait, it didn't mess.
Hi, guys.
Did it mess up? Oh no, it didn't. Good. All right, good. Hi,
Hello.
guys. Hi, back. How are you?
How are you guys? Good. Oh, I love the Dr. Maria. She's awesome.
Is she
Thank
amazing?
you.
Amazing.
Yes, that's amazing.
Wise energy.
And I listened to Pamela, and I listened to you, Elisa. You guys are awesome.
You are too.
A quick question. Oh, no.
Yeah, you are.
I want to hear from Erik or Pamela about my job. How far will I get in my job and my boss? What is my boss? I get mixed signals from him. I don't know how to read him.
So can you give me your first name?
Martha.
Okay.
What's your boss's first name?
Mark.
Okay. I knew it would be Mark. I don't know why.
Erik says that he has a lot of components that are very much like Asperger's, that one day he could feel like he's connecting, and if he gets really excited about something, he can feel like he's connecting, but most of the time he's just doesn't understand social reciprocity. He just can't get how to, he cannot get it. He cannot get how to connect to you. So it's just like that you guys are very different types of human beings.
How
so
can he connect with him better? I get that. And it sounds really true, but how can she help the relationship between the two of them?
She can't, because he doesn't know how to be social. He doesn't know. Erik said he doesn't. No, he doesn't know how to have those type of relationships. He would be not the right person for his job title and for his position. Like whoever hired particular, it's just wrong. It's not a good fit. So for that reason, you're not being held back, but you're definitely just, there's a stagnation going on, in the job right now. And it's because of this connection with this person, and you got to kind of maneuver your way around that. Erik says he moves his hands around. He goes, you got to maneuver differently.
Oh my God. Maybe you should take over. Jeez. Or it reminds me of the Robin Hood Disney thing where the guy says, "Kill him." But just kidding. I'm just kidding. Okay.
Erik's like, Mom, no now.
No.
So
kill him in your mind.
Moving up?
Yeah.
Will I be moving up in the company?
Erik said, I need you to look at this differently. That person's moving around. He showed me an image of musical chairs, and he said, you won't believe me? You can call me back when it happens. That person moves around because so many people can't connect in the way that they need to get work done appropriately, that basically there's a move around that you don't expect, which allows you to move up because you end up working with a different superior that's more supportive of you. So that's what you can look forward to. And it's a little while away. It could be around like winter of this year, early winter of this year, but there's a move around that.
Of next year, you mean?
No, this year. This year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, that sounds exciting.
Okay,
All right, I think
that's awesome.
It's time we close the show. Thank you guys for calling in. And you guys, Maria Johnson, look, I mean, come on. She's awesome. You got to connect with her, with all her badassery at GeoForce at Zoho, ZOHO.com. And Pamela, come on. Pamela Aralyn, AARALYN.com. So, 90 seconds. I love you, Erik. I love you, Maria Johnson. Let's do a Zoom, YouTube together. I love you, Pamela.
Thank you very much.
Maria and Pamela, you guys hook up to do what we talked about before the show. This was fun. Now, Maria Johnson, go get some sleep. Talk to you later.
Thank you very much. Good night to everybody. Take care.
Good night.
Stay safe.
Love you, Erik.
I love you too, Mom.
Bye.
Bye, Erik. Bye, Pamela.
Bye.
Bye-bye.